Instead of growing easier, Dante's pains appeared to increase in violence. The old patron, who was obliged to sail in the morning in order to land his cargo on the frontiers of Piedmont and France, between Nice and Fréjus, urged Dante to try and rise. Edmond made great exertions in order to comply, but at each effort he fell back, moaning and turning pale. "He has broken his ribs," said the commander in a low voice. "No matter. He is an excellent fellow, and we must not leave him. We will try and carry him on board the tartan." Dante declared, however, that he would rather die where he was than undergo the agony which the slightest movement cost him. "Well," said the patron, "let what may happen. It shall never be said that we deserted a good comrade like you. We will not go till evening." This very much astonished the sailors, although not one opposed it. The patron was so strict that this was the first time they had ever seen him give up an enterprise, or even delay in its execution. Dante would not allow that any such infraction of regular and proper rules should be made in his favor. "No, no," he said to the patron. "I was awkward, and it is just that I pay the penalty of my clumsiness. Leave me a supply of biscuit, and a gun, powder, and balls, to kill the kids or defend myself at need, and a pickaxe, that I may build a shelter if you delay in coming back for me." "But you'll die of hunger," said the patron. "I would rather do so," was Edmond's reply, "than suffer the inexpressible agonies in which the slightest movement causes me." The patron turned towards his vessel, which was rolling on the swell in the little harbor, and, with sails partly set, would be ready for sea when her toilet should be completed. "What are we to do, Maltese?" asked the captain. "We cannot leave you here so, and we cannot stay." Okay, I just learned something here. Listen, we can't always be mature on the show. I realize that. That's a fun part of what we're doing. We don't have to take everything super seriously. So I was just a little curious at the phrasing, which, my modern ears was like, oh, okay, that's clearly not what I think it means. But when it says that the ship would be ready for sea when her toilet should be completed. Here's some entomology for you. Toilet, back then and in France, had nothing to do with plumbing. Basically, toilet comes directly from the French word toilette. I put an unnecessary accent on that, sorry. But it means or translates to preparation or dressing, making ready. So basically, he's saying that the vessel should be ready to sail as soon as her final preparations were finished. We all learned something here, and that makes sense. You go to the bathroom. I mean, you don't, the act of the human body going to the bathroom is not what I mean. You go into the bathroom often to prepare yourself for something, the day, for bed, for whatever. You go there to just take care of yourself, including your business, but also getting ready and making preparations, etc. So, hey, I learned something. Now, okay, after yesterday's baffling turn of events, this is a curious twist. And now I am starting to look at Dante through squinted eyes. There's that gif of Fry from Futurama of his eyes squinting. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm looking at Dante going, you protest too much. You are pushing them away when it wouldn't make sense. And also, like, you're a dude, you're a manly man. You're a guy's guy. You are looked upon, these sailors, as almost superhuman, and yet you're like, owie, I don't want to move, it hurts. Sorry, I'm not trying to propagate thoughts of toxic masculinity here. I would be exactly the same way, whether I was faking it or not. I'd be like, I don't know, do you have to move me? Can I just stay here? But Dante does seem to be pushing a little hard for, like, no, just leave me here. I swear I'll be fine. Just leave me, a pickaxe, and do you have some TNT? Maybe some, what else can help me excavate potential treasure holes here? Just like a little suspicious, and is like, no, I'll be fine. Leave me alone. Just leave me these things so that I can, quote unquote, survive and totally not look for a treasure. Yeah, Dante, I'm not believing you now. But that said, if he is faking it, like, dude fell from a top of a 15-story drop, not 15-story drop, a 15-foot drop, uh, and was bleeding. Like, that's commitment to the bit at the very least. And how does he know how to fall in a way that doesn't actually do all of this to him, break his ribs or his back or whatever, he's feeling. Um, I'm often put in mind of stunt performers in movies. I know I bring up movies a lot on here. It's my main mode of thinking. Just go with it. The stunt performers, do a myriad of death-defying stunts often, and it's an area of interest of mine. I love listening to stunt people talk about what they do, the dangers, the illusions that they create. And usually when they talk about falling, it is not without its danger, but it's got a spectacle to it that makes it look more dangerous than I think it is, because of all of the safety precautions they have. That is not to say that it is not dangerous. Do not try it at home. And they are risking their lives every single time they do it. But I've heard that, and this is my point, the comparison between a fall off of a roof, say, to rolling down a set of stairs. There are stunt performers far more nervous to do the stairs than they are the roof, because with the roof, you use movie magic, and, they are falling into an airbag or, empty boxes to cushion their fall. It's wide. It's oftentimes hard to miss the mark. Not to say that they don't, and that safety can't be sidestepped for tragic consequences. But with falling down the stairs, you can't easily protect your neck, your head. It has to look real, it's really just doing the thing, jackass style. You are throwing yourself down the stairs. It's not like they are building rubber stairs. And if you were wearing padding, you'd be able to tell that on camera. So there is minimal padding. The way you fall downstairs is often unpredictable and hard to control. And so where was I going with all of this? I don't know. Dante acting as stunt performer here. If this is a deception of his, how does he know how to fall from that height without actually harming himself? Or maybe he does harm himself. I don't know. Maybe it's both. Maybe he is doing a deception, but is like, okay, I've really fucking hurt myself, but I can take care of myself. I can mend on my own without these folks. I can't pass up this opportunity. Oh, did I just hit on Dumas' ultimate twist here? Okay, this is the danger of speculating and talking like this throughout these episodes, is I might spoil it for you and for myself. So, you know what? I'm cool doing an episode just talking about stunt performers. Let's move on to tomorrow. But before we do, you know what? I didn't prepare you for this, but today, in this episode, that's right, it's the penultimate episode. That means I get to talk about the Patreon. I'm working, your Patreon dollars go hard to actually paying musicians to give me a theme song, so I don't have to do that with my mouth every time. If you want to support the show, and I deeply, deeply appreciate anyone who does, you can do so over at patreon.com/gruntworkpod. What you get for contributing is knowing that you are helping keep this show alive, the hosting paid for, we're keeping it ad-free, artist-owned, but you also get story-only audio every time a chapter ends. That means tomorrow you will get chapter 23 as a whole episode without my commentary, so that you can keep up with the story if you tend to lose the thread or get lost in the sauce like I do, reading a page at a time. There is a podcast feed that you can get when you sign up at patreon.com for as little as $1 per month with no commitments long term. You can cancel at any time. And if you can't do that, I understand. Your support in free ways goes a long, long way as well, which is to leave a rating review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, subscribe, comment on YouTube. And I've made a wager. I didn't mention this throughout this chapter. I probably should have. But there's a wager. I put a wager out at the end of chapter 22. We are in spooky season. It's my favorite time of year. I have read Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. And if I get 5 new reviews on any of those platforms, I will also record premature burial to anyone who is a Patreon subscriber, you can get access to that over there. So hopefully that's incentive to leave a rating, leave a review, or if you want, you can tell someone about the show. It goes a long way to helping them actually press play, because people don't often browse for podcasts these days, as I've found. It's almost entirely recommendation. So if you want someone to know about the show, listen to the show, you got to tell them about the show. And that's what I try to do here at the end of each chapter. Lastly, shout out on the Discord. You can join for free. It is not a Patreon exclusive. Anyone can do it. The link is in the show notes. Jump in on the discussion. Let us know what you think about the show, about the story, what you'd like to see. I want to know your experience because mine is very isolated in this dark closet as I read every day. Let's get this community going. We can get through the 4 years together. Lord knows I need I need the brain trust right now to do it. So, all of that information is in today's show notes. Let's finish out chapter 23 tomorrow, right here. You know where to find me. Until then, okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.